The language of SB 5722 is troubling. It reads, Conversion therapy. The bill is unclear from the outset. Remember, there is no professional conversion therapy, so there can be no professional to practice it. Conversion is an idea, a concept, a term that describes unprofessional individuals doing unprofessional things, but it's not a therapy. Conversion therapy means a regime. Likewise, there is no therapy theory or technique, so there can be no regime of treatment. It doesn't exist. For this bill to regulate unprofessional conduct, in this case a regime, it would have to define the regime so professionals could avoid it. A regime that seeks to change an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity. This is where the bill becomes increasingly troublesome. There is no information for a professional to adhere to. There's no theory or technique to alter or avoid. However, it's problematic that the bill implies the motive of a therapist, seeks, can be objectively known. As a therapist, I can assure you there's no way for anyone to know what I'm doing unless I tell them. The term includes efforts. Here again, the word efforts implies a therapist's intention can be known objectively. In reality, only the therapist is able to know their motive. It is conceivable that a therapist can lose their license to practice and their livelihood based on the subjective assessment of a disciplinary board who has decided they did not approve of the direction of a therapist. The term includes efforts to change behaviors or gender expressions, or to eliminate or reduce sexual or romantic attractions or feelings towards individuals of the same sex. The term includes, but is not limited to, a law that regulates a therapist's professional conduct that includes the language, not limited to, is a law that has the power to control every therapist without restriction as to whether or not they are able to use their clinical judgment. The rationale for passing this unrestricted power should be proof enough that the implementation of this law is sure to be equally as irresponsible. This has serious implications for parents, those who work with children, and the providers who offer services. The term includes, but is not limited to, practices commonly referred to as reparative therapy or conversion therapy. Including reparative therapy and conversion therapy together can only be overlooked if professionals and legislators accept the deceptive marketing strategy of conversion ban proponents rather than taking the time to fact-check. Conversion bans have raised awareness of unsafe, unethical, and unprofessional treatment of LGBTQ individuals, and certainly more needs to be done to educate the uninformed. However, it should be done overtly, not covertly through the legislative process that ends up compromising the quality and integrity of professional services.